Today, we're gonna be installing these aftermarket Z1 heater hoses onto my G37, and I'm gonna explain to you why you need to do the same. Let's do it. Now, before we install all these new parts, we need to understand what purpose they serve. And although it may come with multiple hoses here, we're mainly gonna be worrying about this guy. This right here is the culprit on a lot of VQ owners and why it leaves them on the side of the road leaking coolant with an overheating engine. This hose serves the purpose of taking all that hot fluid from your radiator and putting it into your heater core. The heater core is basically just a mini radiator that has a fan behind it that's blowing all that air into the cabin to give you all that hot air on those cold days. So this thing sees a lot of heat already due to all that hot coolant flowing through it. And not to mention, this also has a lot of curves and turns that are pretty aggressive for a hose like this. And even on top of that, this sits in the back of the engine bay that is getting a lot of heat from that engine, which is exactly why these stock hoses sometimes end up cracking, melting, or even just bursting. Along with this. This little thing here is what connects our two heater hoses in the back. But as you can see, this is an aftermarket aluminum hose connector. The stock connector is actually a hard plastic, which along with the other parts, it cracks and melts and just gives all kinds of problems, which is why we're gonna be replacing it. This from Z1 is a multi-layered silicone hose, a lot stronger and can handle a lot more heat than the stock rubber hoses. And obviously being that this is metal, we don't have to run the risk of it possibly melting or cracking, anything like that plastic is going to. And these two things together are hopefully gonna keep my G37 out of any trouble. Now let's throw them on. Finally, I've waited way too long to do this early. All right, so this is a pretty simple and straightforward install. To be honest, you kind of just have to take out this battery cover. It gives you a little bit more room. Now, I'll be honest, this problem is super common in the G37 community, and I've also kind of already experienced some problems with this. There is already a good amount of coolant that you could tell has been on the outside of the hose. And even the other day when I was making one of my other videos, I could see there was a ton of coolant that had dripped down. So this is definitely a fix I needed to do. I'm hopefully doing on time because I think this thing's gonna go any day now. I would definitely recommend letting the car cool down as much as you can. Obviously, you're dealing with hot ass radiator fluid, but my car's been sitting for like hours now and it's still kind of warm. So I don't really want to wait any longer. I've already been waiting long enough, so we're just gonna go ahead and say fuck it and do it. Let's hope we don't burn ourselves. I really need to invest in some of the like designed hose clamp things. I don't know why I haven't bought any of those yet. Those are like so much nicer and I'm stuck using these shitty pair of pliers. So buy yourself some of those before you do this. Fuck. So I had the genius idea. I kind of wanted to cut it, but I kind of did. So instead of just having it burst everywhere with fluid, I just went ahead and stabbed it and kind of let some of it leak out. I'm an idiot. I always find the dumbest ways to do things, but yeah. Well, there you go. Sure enough, the plastic piece just completely broke off. Look at that in there. Destroyed. It's like shredded. It's like coming off on my finger. Oh my God, wow, yeah, I really needed to do this. Okay, so I will say, you may have to get some kind of like razor blade or something as well because see the end of our fitting right there, I have the clamp off and it's behind it, but the rubber hose is just absolutely stuck on that fitting there. So it's like not coming off. So I think I'm also gonna have to cut that. Okay, so I finally basically got most of it off. I ended up using this little bit of a blade. As you can see, I kind of just shredded it up. So I'm gonna go ahead and, yep, there we go. Okay, so that's off. Still have the bottom half of the hose there. I'm gonna have to rip that out and figure how the hell I'm gonna reach down there. Oh, it's not too bad. It's literally right there. You can see the clamp. That one shouldn't be as bad. As you can see here, like I showed earlier, the problem is that this hose clamp here is too tucked under there. And I can't get to that little dumbass clamp because of this amount of room. So we're gonna keep trying. We're in my girlfriend's car. We gotta go to AutoZone and get some fucking 90-degree pliers because I couldn't do it. So we're gonna go there. All right, we've got the pliers. Let's hopefully get this goddamn thing out. Oh my fucking God. It's off. Thank fucking God. I literally took a fucking chisel, a curved screwdriver on top of it, and a hammer, and chiseled the clip back the other direction because the clips were down. Then I could get the needle nose up in there, finally wiggled it out. Okay, I have since realized I was telling y'all wrong earlier. I know it wasn't the one, it was these two. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead, put our little fitting in between these two. We're gonna get it on and probably gonna do the other ones a different day because holy shit, this took way longer than it should have. Here I am just trying to get these damn hose clamps on and also sitting like a little girl for some reason. Don't know what's up with that, but just struggling with these. They're so incredibly difficult, and for some reason right here I felt the need to violate the hose. I don't really remember why, but it's looking like we're just gonna have to get these hose clamps on and we're gonna wrap it up, right? Right? It's almost 11 p.m. We took a second trip to AutoZone because I simply could not get those hose clamps back on. And I also just destroyed them because I tried so much. I couldn't get a good angle. I just tried over and over and over again and just mangled the hell out of them. So then I went to AutoZone and got these almost before they closed. Was worried I wouldn't even have a ride to work tomorrow. But I got these. Still so fucking difficult to get on because the position of this is just, I mean, I stabbed the living shit out of myself with a screwdriver, but they're in. Horrible lighting. There it is though. It's in. Aluminum pieces in there. We are done for the night. It is the next day. After I got to work this morning, all of a sudden, my car was overheating very badly in park. I didn't put this cap back on. I literally drove to work, and when I got there, I looked and it was like that. And I looked it up and it says not having it pressured can sometimes have that happen. So I was like, okay, it was probably that. It was not that, of course. This thing is still plaguing me. On my way home, I had to pull over multiple times because my car was completely overheating. Well, I did a little bit more research and I found that I didn't properly bleed it. You're supposed to get the air out. Obviously, those hoses were open for hours on end yesterday, so air got into the system. So I need to properly bleed it. I'm an idiot, didn't do that. But I looked up how to properly do it. We're gonna try to fill it through the reservoir cap, which obviously we need the car to cool down. So I'm probably gonna have to leave it here for a few hours to do that. I'm just gonna let it sit in the garage. All right, we're trying to bleed it right now. I think it's going good. I don't know. I don't have one of those fancy funnels, so. We basically just wanna see no more bubbles in there. As you can see, it's still bubbling, so. All right, the air is officially out of the system. We are done with this project that has taken way longer than it should have. Hopefully y'all at least learned a little something what to do, mainly what not to do, but I really hope y'all enjoyed watching. I've got a ton of other content on the channel if you wanna check that out. TikToks and Instagram, I've been posting a lot there as well lately if y'all wanna see some other content, but we are done for this time. Thank you, like, subscribe, all that. I love you, bye.